Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Good morning, good morning. If we could all be seated. Thank you so very much for being here this morning. And this is an amazing morning. We are celebrating Easter. We still have many different occasions happening with holidays. If you're at Lent, you now can eat candy if you gave up for candy for Lent. Whatever background you come from, whatever religion you are welcome here, because we believe that God, Creator, Spirit, whatever you want to call it, is here with each one of us. Now, when you walked in, you should have gotten a brown paper bag, and in it, you either have bubbles or you have seeds, okay? And the seeds are for you to take home and plant. And if you don't have a place to plant seeds, why don't you negotiate your seeds for somebody's bubbles, okay? This is not going to be me just talking today. I'm going to have you be part of the program, because that's what Easter is about, is us letting people know, especially helping. I like that, helping God, and spreading the word. We are all children of the Creator. And if you are feeling like you're not a child of the Creator this morning, no, you're wrong. Don't you love that? Have a minister tell you you're wrong first thing in the morning, because we are here because of that unimaginable divine. Well, I want to start out with some announcements because we have quite a few. Ruth, did you want to say anything about the class that you're going to be doing?
Oh, sure.
I've got. You could even read it if you want. Here we go.
Read about it on my own class?
Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing?
This just.
How it is.
You know how it is? No, I just wanted to know. I have something I was going to say, and you walked in just then.
I'm just messing with you.
I know.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
I've been a Reiki master since 2016, and I'm teaching Reiki class in Sunnyvale at a friend's house on the first 3 Saturdays of April. Each one is 5 hours long, 11 to 4. For each level, it's donation-based. Suggested donation is only $100, but no one will be turned away because Reiki's for everyone. So yeah, if you got any questions, you can talk to me after church, or you can email me, ladyofradiantjoy@gmail.com. Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You can have a little feedback.
Yeah, and that is really a bargain. When I took Reiki from Mrs. Takata, that's a name dropping there. It was $100, and that was in 1986.
That's right.
So just know that's a good book.
Now.
Yeah. Well, especially if Mrs. Takata was teaching it, because she's been dead for many years. But anyway. And now, Janet, what can you tell me about this upcoming talk that, rather a pastoral counseling that's going to be held?
Beautiful.
Yes.
So, Reverend Dr. Mary Gary has done this in the past, and I have the privilege of doing it with her on Tuesday, which is April the 2nd. So, Tuesday night, April the 2nd, we will be offering a class on pastoral counseling. And it is actually open to everybody, anybody that would like to learn how to be that loving counsel to someone who's going through struggles or trauma. We invite you to come. And it actually talks about the limits when we're doing this kind of counseling, and also the ability that we have to really be present for another person. And to really, as we say, stand beside you. And so I encourage you to take this class. It's going to be at the UCM office and also via Zoom, Tuesday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And we would love to have you. I think we have flyers out, I believe.
I don't know where the flyers ended up.
Oh, okay. I thought we had enough. I'm sorry, I didn't make any more.
This morning and it's,
Okay.
I don't know what
Well, if you have any questions, talk with me, but come and join us. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Also, Tom Gary will be there too, and for those that you don't know, he's one of the elders of our church, Reverend Dr. Tom Gary, an amazing man, and he has just come alive with being a part of this class, and I think it's going to be very rich. We're also going to talk about ways of setting limits and creating self-care for yourself if you're in a helping profession or if you're in this role, as all of you are, of supporting people. Thank you. Absolutely. And next week, for our speaker series, we have... Well, look at this. These are beautiful. All righty. So we are having interdimensional beings, who we are and who are we. So this is really delving into the interdimensional beings that we are. Now, Reverend Dr. Arlene Phelan is another elder of our church. She's amazing, and she's going to be discussing, she's a Huna healer, and actually is master of the Huna tradition, which is a Hawaiian tradition of healing, Ho'oponopono, amazing. She is going to talk about that way that we can be interdimensional and also how we can receive and give information from interdimensional realms. And I really encourage you to talk about it. It's going to be her speaking, but then she's also going to have a lot of interaction with us. I'm so excited. And that is via Zoom only. It's free of charge, and I encourage you to come. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. Join us on Zoom. It's going to be amazing. Tonight? And that's not tonight. That's going to be April the 9th, which is the second Tuesday of the month. And my wonderful cohort in crime, Reverend Corky Whitaker, helps me facilitate. And so she is, it's going to be wonderful, my friends. I encourage you to come and invite people that are struggling with maybe understanding the dimensions that we're living in right now. Have them come to this Tuesday night series. I think it's going to be very, very healing, very, very informative. And then should we announce about our annual conference?
You've got the mic.
All right, I've got the mic. So we want you to put the 19th of May on your calendar. Put it on right now. Don't let anything else take its place. We're going to be having our annual conference, which we're so, so excited about. It's just an amazing opportunity to experience healing, to experience some wonderful speakers. We have Reverend Scout Bartlett and Reverend Gary Springfield, who are going to be our primary speakers. We're going to have healers. We're going to have what we call the $2 treasure table. Okay, everything on there is for $2. And it's wonderful. I found some wonderful things at that $2 table. We're having an amazing silent auction, and we're also having raffle, a 50-50 raffle. So if you win the raffle, you get 50% of the funds. So sell those raffle tickets, okay? Sell those raffle tickets. This is on May 19th, which is a Saturday.
18th.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me, 18th. Thank you for correcting me. For some reason, I had 19th in my head. So it's 18th, but on the 19th, we're going to have what we call our UCM Incredible Service here at our wonderful CCL facility. And I just really want to thank you, Dottie, and you, Corky, for making this incredible space open to us so that we can come every Sunday and learn something new.
Thank you.
It's just beautiful. Corey and I were talking about that the other day, how grateful we are for CCL and for the community that you all are, and for our two wonderful leaders that really make it possible. And so please save Saturday and Sunday. So save the 18th and the 19th. We're going to have healers. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Friday night is
And
the membership.
Friday night is the membership meeting for UCM members only.
Those of you that are members of UCM,
Right.
this is your meeting to find out what UCM is doing.
That's right. So come to that on Friday night, and it will be at the UCM office, but also available via Zoom. So we're going to do both the conference and the meeting, and of course our CCL service. will always be on Zoom as well as in person. So if you can't make it in person, know that you can come and be a part of it via Zoom. And I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for letting me share about these amazing events, and I'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
April the
Thank you
2nd.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Janet. Yeah, we appreciate that. What?
Where's the convention?
It's
going to be on Oakland Road, 1350 Oakland Road, which is actually our clubhouse for our mobile home park. And so we've had the opportunity to use the clubhouse, and also we're going to have a tented area, outside the clubhouse where we can have all kinds of healers and readers as a part of the conference. And so parking may seem to be difficult, but it's going to be very simple because we're going to park you across the street and then we're going to drive you over, right?
And you're going to be hearing a lot more about this
You
over
are,
the next month.
absolutely.
Okay,
1350 Oakland Road.
good. Thank you so very much, Janet. That's very, very helpful. We have in the bag that you got, there is a lot of goodies. I mean, there's candy. There's on the front of it. There's a saying that's something about spring, and we also have. What else do we have in those little bags? Now, some of you might have a bottle of bubbles, and if you go, but I don't want bubbles. I want to have some of the seeds I can go home and plant. Negotiate with your neighbor. This is your series today. This is all about what we can do to help you find that inner energy of asking for what you want. How many of you feel comfortable asking for what you want? Well, start looking at that. And what I want for you to think of this morning is not that this is a time of sadness. Think of the fact of the resurrection as a joyful time. That's one of the things we're going to be talking a little bit about. But before I go any further, Joan was raising her hand. Hello, Joan, raising her hand.
I have two amazing announcements because we love that word amazing, right? On Saturday, June 7th, okay, it's a ways away, Saturday, June 7th, there's going to be a psychic fair, and the venue is on Cottle Road, and it's hosted by another church, another UCM group. And we have been asked if we want to be a reader at that. If you want to do your tarot cards or your psychic readings, past life readings, astrology, whatever you want to do. So I have the information here on a flyer, and you can pick it up.
Is that Bob Ingle's church?
Yeah, Bob. Yeah,
Reverend Bob England.
on Cottle Road. So first of all, if you want to participate, there is a participation fee, and you'll have to sign up and all that. But I want you to be aware of that. I know I'm planning my vacations out for the rest of the year, and I want to be sure and be here on these days. All right, on April 27th, which is a Saturday, I've reserved the room at a healing place, Blossom Hill in Santa Teresa, roughly. And that's going to be an opportunity for us to get together and just practice reading cards, reading palms, doing astrology, doing your healing, a Reiki, whatever you do. And so let me know if you wish to participate in that. I have felt that maybe we needed some practice sessions on this, and it will be listed on her meetup group. So we may have people coming. A lot of the people that go to a healing place are in tune with readings, so we may have people show up. It's Ramona Turner, and it's called A Healing Place. And she does meetings there, and she also does incredible massages. that I'm going to use the word amazing one more time. Okay, do you have any questions on either of these? Here are the dates. April 27th,
Can you, next time you come, bring flyers so people have it to take home?
June 7th. For April 27th, I have the information here. Please talk to me afterwards if you're interested. June 7th. April 27th, talk to me afterwards.
Great, thank you so much, Joan. Thank you for doing that. Yes, Eric?
I hope I look better than I did last time. Anyway, I brought a few flyers about my talk that I gave that I couldn't print up. So I have about 5 of the pictures that I couldn't hand out last time. And that psychic fair is going to be great.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else have anything? Okay, well, I'm going to start out with a guided meditation, and I'd like for our wonderful Reverend Janet Childs to come up and accompany me. And then I'm going to put all of you to work, okay? Are you ready? First, I'm going to calm you down. Then I'm going to turn you up. I'm going to do the, shh, that was a surprise. Okay. The duck that terrifies Ed. Okay. I'd like you all to close your eyes and put your feet flat on the floor. And for those of you who may not know it, I'm the Reverend Dottie Boone, and you're so welcome to the Center for Creative Living. And as you take a nice deep breath, I want you to feel the energy of Easter Sunday. The rejoicing of finding out that this wonderful Jesus had ascended. Realizing that death is not permanent. That for those of you who feel that life on this planet, when it ends, that you're gone forever, follow the example that we're set in the Bible about Jesus Christ and how he ascended and came back. Each one of you has the power to do that. So right now, feel that energy, feel that joyfulness that the followers of Jesus felt. He has risen. He is in spirit, but also alive in our hearts. And as you feel that energy go through you, realize each of one of you has the power to transcend death. So I want you to see what that looks like. Realize that there's so many other things going on this particular Sunday. But the most important thing is what the Christians are celebrating, is the joy. And now let's listen to our wonderful Reverend Dr. Janet Childs.
We can be it in our souls. We kind word with an outstretched hand. Oh, resurrection. Oh, heart given to our moving forward in light and love eternal and true. Our hearts are filled with joy, and we knew we are resurrection, heart given to our salvation. We are in resurrection, 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 resurrection. We are whole, we are one, we have the power to live our life in fullness and in joy. We are transformed by this promise. Resurrection, 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 resurrection. We reach into our souls and we are made whole. Resurrection, resurrection. In each of our hearts, we hold the light for resurrection.
And just take a nice deep breath and feel that energy of being resurrected, starting a new life from today. So you can start your life anew. And Corky, could you give me a program, or could somebody hand me a program? I want to lead everybody in the prayer that we've written here. Jen, thank you. And on your program, you're going to find a prayer. And if you want to follow along with me, it's on the back side of the program. Jesus, as we celebrate your resurrection, we pray for a renewal of faith, hope, and love. May this Easter be a time of spiritual growth and a fresh beginning in our journey. And so it is. Amen. And just think of that, a new beginning. We can resurrect ourselves at any time that we want to. Isn't that amazing to think of it? How many of you have ever had that feeling of resurrection, where you realize you can put all the negativity behind you? You can just let it go. Okay? So I want you to hold that thought. This is a brand new day of resurrection. It's also a time that we celebrate spring. And we also celebrate eggs, the Easter bunny, and all sorts of things. But the one thing that we love to celebrate is our $1,000 duck. This duck, some of you may have never met our duck, was one, really. I liked that duck, and it was on sale in a casino in Las Vegas. It really wasn't. It was up at Boomtown. And Corey said, well, it's $39. $39. And so she went out in the middle of the night to move the car and put quarters in a slot machine, and they all hit, all 4 bars, and she won $1,000. And she came back and said, now we can buy the duck. And so here we are, and so he wants to join us, and please sing along. Yeah, you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you sure show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. Happy. Hooray! If you're happy. Hooray! Happy and you know it, then you surely should shout it. Happy and you know it, shout hooray! Thank you, Ducky. Thank you, Ed, for allowing the duck to perform this morning. We really do appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking to our wonderful person over in the corner who does not only our sound, but also our Zoom, and also sets up, without Ed Ferraro, I don't know where we would be. So I want to thank you so much, Ed. And I purposely don't have the duck in on this, Ed. It's just for you. Yeah, even though the duck would do it for us. So, when we think of spring, new beginnings, we were talking about you all having a new beginning and a new resurrection. Well, that's what the planet does at springtime. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are in spring. And that's why there are eggs, because that's a new beginning. And this started with the goddess Ostra. And Ostra believed very much in new beginnings and new things and spring, and was very much a part of the world before the birth of Christ. From 8,000 to 3,000 BC. So this is a long period of time where the goddess's energy was being felt on the planet. And so I was looking into this. I went, wait a minute. We've got St. Nicholas to thank for Christmas, and Santa Claus, because there was a whole Saint Nick there, and Venus, thinking of the goddess Venus for Valentine's Day, and also Cupid. All of that is about Venus, and the Irish history for St. Patrick. But really, where does the Easter Bunny come from? The Easter Bunny is this. Well, it was that the goddess Ostra had the hair was considered very sacred. And so how we got a bunny laying eggs, we're not too sure. But it was one of these things that in the United States in the 1700s, German immigrants brought the whole idea of a rabbit that lays eggs. And that was part of what they told the kids about starting over, beginning their life anew. And that bunny was called Osterhaus. So we get these traditions of all of these different things that all happen, but because of spring. And the rabbit, because I don't know if you've ever raised rabbits, but you don't put 2 of different sexes in the same cage, or you're going to have 50 rabbits before you can blink an eye. It's amazing. My grandfather on the farm, the minute it was mating season, he quickly put a blanket over so I couldn't watch all the furore going on in the cages, trying to protect me. Well, that was pretty exciting. How many of you, if someone was trying to protect you, you immediately did that? Anybody else they're hiding something. And so I realized very early that bunnies like to reproduce because we always had baby bunnies. And this is true, that the bunny And Easter has to do with people, energy, and animals moving forward. I don't think any of you feel that the Easter Bunny is a negative thing. It's very positive. And so I'd like you to believe that you, like the Easter Bunny, can redo your life. You can start. We started out with the Christian idea of resurrection, and then going into the idea of, okay, I can follow some of the teachings that even were here before Christ. And when you think of that, it's pretty remarkable the things that our planet has gone through as far as different religions. And here at CCL, we accept your religion. We don't care if you honor a different person than who we're talking about at different Sundays. Because so far we have talked about Muhammad, we have talked about Zoroaster, we have talked about Baha'u'llah, we've talked about so many different beautiful, beautiful people who started a religion, and they're all part of what we call Creator. So any ideas you have about religion, don't feel like you have to let them go to become spiritual. You incorporate. And that's what we feel is so important. And, when you look at it and somebody said, yeah, but, Christ did such and such. Yeah, but a lot of what he did was based on what the old stories were. Where do you think we got the traditional things for Christmas? Whether it's the holly or the Christmas tree or the snowflakes or things that all of those come from the goddess energy or the pagans. And for a while, paganism was considered against Christianity, and people were persecuted for it because they didn't follow the other religion. But we would like to have you all realize that whatever it is, as long as people are treating people nicely, it's a positive thing. So if you meet somebody that is a religion you've never heard of before, don't feel like you need to make them wrong. Feel like you need to find out more about it. We have people in here that were raised Mormon. We have people in here who were raised Catholic. We have people in here who were raised Jewish. We have people in this assemblage today that were raised by atheists. We have people, so many different religious or spiritual backgrounds. Bring it all in and say, that person across the street that's got a Star of David in their window is a beautiful human being. Don't keep this judgment going. Right now, the thing that my spirit guide, Mahalalel, Ma says the thing that's tearing up the United States and the world is judgment. It's not the fact that you feel different. It's the fact you feel that somebody who doesn't believe the way you do is wrong. So when you run across someone that doesn't believe in the same thing you do, ask them to tell you about it. Okay? I was, as many of you know, I do psychic readings, and I was talking to a fella in Texas, and he got into politics, and he said, well, you know. And I said, no, I don't know. Why don't you tell me about it? Okay. And he was telling me things that I didn't particularly agree with, but he really wanted to let me know his viewpoint. And that's all it was. He wasn't trying to tell me I had to be voting or doing something the way he did. He just wanted me to hear his point of view. And for all of you who say, oh, I'm a good spiritualist, but they're no good, stop and check your languaging. Stop and check your brain. And realize that you're filling the world with a disquietness, if there's such a word, even almost a hatred, by saying you don't like somebody because of their religion, their skin color, their politics. Then just take a nice breath, and when you do that, realize there's a lot of good things in the world, a lot of positive things. So one of the things that I was amazed at is when I was putting out the plastic eggs, and they're all rainbow colors. And I thought, yeah, there's another. Right now, yeah, yesterday was a day of for transgender, transsexual. They had a big to-do here to celebrate people who are different, people who are looking at changing genders. And in this hall, we had about 500 people. That's a lot of people who want to be heard, who feel really disenfranchised. So don't say, well, that's against nature, or no, just start asking somebody, what's going on? What are you thinking about? Who are you? And not making people wrong. And you'll look at your consciousness when you see a homeless person. Do you see somebody who's a loser and no good, or do you see a child of God? And look at your thinking, because there's so many times in this time of year that things are going to come up, because as long as spring is springing, new things are going to be happening. How are you handling it? I've heard people say, well, Dottie, you're so old you don't know. And I say, tell me. I was talking to my great nephew who is trans, and I just said, there's a comedy show, and I thought you might like it. He said, oh, I looked at it, but it's so general, so Gen X. I thought, how many generations is that behind me, you know? And I thought, wow, yeah, he's right. It's right now getting old for his generation, which is Z. And I went, wow, I'm really behind the ball, you know? I've got to start looking around and find out what's going on. Yeah, and he has lots of friends that talk his talk, and I don't. And how many of you talk the talk of the younger generations?
You need to learn it.
You don't. And I hear everybody say, oh, they're always walking along and they've got their device in their hand. Well, when I was a teenager, I sat on the phone. What's the difference? Okay? Think about it. What were you doing? I don't know how many of you, where you were when you were a teenager, but there was always, my friends were the most important thing in my life. Why? Why were they more important than the parents that loved me? Because they accepted me and believed in me and thought I was a pretty good person. And I was never sure that my father thought that about me, you know? But, so I want you today, think about spring, think about the paganism, think about Christianity, think about rainbows, think about all these positive things that we are going to be representing. And so with that, what I told you I was going to make you work this morning, each one of you got a prayer or a little snippet, a little piece of bright paper. And I want you to look at them, read them, and when you think, anytime you want to share, stand up and share. Anybody like to share theirs?
I got mine.
You got yours.
Yeah.
Go, Corky.
The great gift of Easter is hope. That is Basil Hume. Basil. The great gift of Easter is hope, from Basil Hume.
Thank you. Very good. Hope. What else? Eric, did you have one?
Good idea, finding the Easter eggs on Easter. Bad idea, finding Easter eggs on Christmas. Jack Handy.
Okay. Yeah. Jeannie?
In all this world, there is nothing so beautiful as a happy child. L. Frank Baum.
Wow, good.
Where flowers bloom, so does hope. Lady
Right.
Bird Johnson.
Yeah.
There are always flowers for those who want to see them. Henry Matisse.
Oh, and Ruth is behind you.
Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. In John, chapter 20, verse 29.
Yeah, thank you.
For I remember it is Easter morn, and life and love and peace are all newborn.
And joy has triumphed over loss and pain. Alice Freeman.
Wow, thank you. Anybody-
Nothing ever seems impossible in spring, you know. Ellen Montgomery.
Right, great.
When Jesus says yes, nobody can say no. Michelle Williams. Say yes.
Say yes. Say yes. This is from Amanda?
This is from Amanda. Easter spells out beauty, the rare beauty of new life. Is life ever so sweet and beautiful as when it comes up fresh in the spring? S.D. Gordon.
Right, good. Anybody else have one they would like to share? Yes, Joan?
This is from Anne Frank, whom, as you know, lived in a closet in the Nazi regime. Think of all the beauty still left around you and be happy.
Wow. Thank you so much, Joan. Yes, Marilyn.
I am going to try and pay attention to the spring, but I don't really need to try. But I'm not done. I am going to look around at all the flowers, do that, and look up at the hectic trees. I am going to close my eyes and listen. And it's from Anne Lamott.
Anne Lamott. For those of you who haven't read any of her writings, excellent author. Yeah.
I got If You Want to Be Reminded of the Love of God, Just Watch the Sunrise by Janet Walls.
Wow. Thank you. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else? Yes.
Let your light shine before others, Matthew 5:16.
Right. And can you tell these are from all around, and all different things? And each one of you has a thought for the day, whether you verbalize it or not. You have something that you're thinking of that feels really good. So I want to thank you so much for sharing that, because we want to hear you. We want to know who you are. We want to know how to appreciate you. And is Kevin still outside? Oh, okay. Can we bring him in, do you think?
I'll go get him.
Okay, thank you. All of a sudden, I noticed one of my men was missing. Where did Kevin go?
They're a rare breed, right?
Yeah, they are really a rare breed. And now, how many got seeds and want to have bubbles? Anybody? In your bag? How many got?
Already exchanged.
You already exchanged? Or how many big people got bubbles and want seeds? Yeah, okay. Oh, well, look in your bag.
I have bubbles in Amanda.
Look in your bag. Bubbles. You either got bubbles so you can go around or you got seeds. And some's got both.
I've got seeds.
You got seeds, so you can take the seeds home and plant them. Yeah, you got seeds. Do you want bubbles? Or? Yeah. Now, I'm going to quickly tell you, if you don't have a place at home to do these, drive down the road right after it's rained and just cast them. Be Johnny Poppy Seed, okay? Just cast them out and let the seeds take root, because it's wonderful to be able to do that. Be able to just... I swear that the poppies that you see on Highway 5, I did, because I started throwing poppy seeds out 65 years ago or so. And every time I was going across the 5 from Lancaster to Bakersfield, I would throw poppy seeds. And now you go there and there's all these poppies growing. I'm sure somebody else was helping me, but I like to take, I take what I can get. And so that's what's going on there. Anybody want bubbles?
Bubbles right here.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Now, why bubbles and why seeds? Bubbles are the lightness and the joy that you can do. That's instant. All you have to do is blow that little wand and you've got joy floating through the air. And Corky's singing and shaking her hips. This is a joy. Oh, and the seeds are to help Mother Earth grow, and because it is springtime, and we want you all to be doing that. And the candy is just because, okay, they bring a little bit of sweetness into the world. The plastic, please dispose of in a very conscious way. We don't want to just go in the garbage. We want you to figure out how you can dispose of it. But if you figure out you can't dispose of it and you'd like to re-gift it, the nice thing about these plastic eggs is they will hold rolled up money, they'll hold coins, they'll hold candy. And when you think of the people that are living under the bridge, or people who you see every day that you know need something, this might be a good way to give them a gift. We did this one Halloween. We had bags of candy left over from church, and we just drove downtown and said, trick or treat, to any homeless people we saw, and we just gave them bags of candy. People said, well, why do you want to give candy to the homeless?
Why not?
Why? Because we wanted to give them a little bit of joy. And in with the candy, each person got a $2 bill. The $2 bill seems like a precious thing, you know, and it's a little bit more than $1. And so we had all these happy faces. They'd say, oh, yeah, thank you. And then all of a sudden they go, thank you, you know. And this has been about 4 years ago that we did this. And it was, yeah, before the pandemic.
See people sitting on the street and, hey, do you want candy?
And we said, it's Halloween, trick or treat. And they were just, you know, oh, thank you. But without any strings or anything else, so we didn't say, you thank someone. It was just, this is free. Think of things you can do. It's not just about thinking, I want to do something. It's actually doing it. It's actually doing something for people. And it just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of energy. And so let's see what we can do as far as that goes, okay? I see that we have food that was brought in. Eileen brought it. What did you bring in, Eileen?
It's Chinese herbal tea eggs.
Herbal tea eggs.
So it's when you crack it open, you'll have this beautiful marble effect.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yes.
And Eileen is speaking next Sunday.
And we are so happy.
Yes, that is great.
You've got to come next Sunday. It's
Yep.
going to be
Look out, Janet says you've got to come. You know, she looks, yes.
She's a Qigong master.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
she has studied many different traditions that we need to learn about.
And her family was nice enough to come with her today. I want to thank you guys so much. Thank you. It was wonderful having you. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, this is great. And I got so concentrating on our wonderful Eileen, I forgot what else. Oh, I saw a pink box coming under Lauren's hands. What are you bringing? Donuts. Whoa. Yeah, we've got eggs and we've got donuts and we've got coffee and you've got candy. I mean, hey, we're building here. Corky, could you help them set it out after when we get through here? Yeah, she knows where the plates are. That's why I'm calling on her. She's got them hidden. What?
I'd be happy.
You'd be happy too.
Send bodies buried where the plates are.
Okay. Okay. And one of the other things I want to do today is have you notice the cross over there. It's made out of. Is that abalone? Corky, what's it made out of? Yeah. This is what my son made for me when I was ordained, and I think it usually sits right next to Kuan Yin in my living room, and so isn't it a beautiful, beautiful cross? And so I wanted to let you. I appreciate that. Somebody get Lisa a bag. Lisa. You have to get a bag. We're going to make it. See, you come in late, and we really let everybody know Lisa's here.
I've been listening on Zoom the whole time.
Am I saying? Am I saying? Here we go. I still believe in Santa, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, and true love. Don't ever try to tell me different. Yay!
Yeah, and read who Dolly Parton said that. Isn't that great? Thank you, Lisa. That was one of my favorite ones. You came in time to read it. Yeah, I was glad. Yes, great quote. Okay. We're going to pass the basket, not the Easter basket. We've got this one just here. But I need somebody to volunteer to pass the basket. Anybody feel like it? Okay, Mary or Lauren, you want to? Mary, Lauren kind of popped up. Is that okay? Yeah, there you go, Lauren. You can pass the basket. And what I'd like for you to do is, if you have some money or something to donate, just put it in your hands right now and just bless it, so that we know that the energy that's coming from you is very positive. And then just put it in the basket. And for those of you who haven't been here before, at the end of the year, we total up all the money you've donated and send you a receipt. And so you can let your accountant figure out what to do with it, okay? So that's what we do. And we so appreciate the donors that we have. A lot of people donate online and in different ways, because we also take, what is it? I just went blank. What's that? PayPal. Thank you. The new age thing here, PayPal. Okay, thank you. Lauren, you look so good in your bright orange. That is great. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And if you don't have anything to donate, just bless the basket and put in your positive energy. And we really do appreciate that. And Mary, do you feel like doing the closing prayer today? I'm so delighted to have the Reverend Mary Gary here. Yes. And Reverend Mary has a church service here on the second Sunday of the month. Her church charter is the Center for Infinite Growth, and she and her husband have been. How long ago did you form your church?
It's almost probably 45 years ago.
45 years.
They're number 11, we're number 801.
Wow. And so, having both Reverend Mary Gary and Reverend Tom Gary here today is just amazing. Thank you so very much. We really do appreciate it. And we're going to welcome her up here to do our closing prayer.
What about Joan's prayer?
Oh, yes. I still have to read it. Here we go.
Read it too.
And here we go. I give thanks to my spiritual community. I live in a world of freedom and abundance. I am happy to support my spiritual community. Thank you, Universal Spirit, for your everlasting love and support. And so it is. Yeah, thank you so very much. And I'm so delighted that we are going to have something to just munch on, sit around, and introduce yourself to at least one person you haven't met before. Can you do that? Oh, Corky, stop it. Come on up, Mary, and you can... Corky's into introducing herself.
Hi, so nice to see you all. Yes, absolutely.
Reverend Dr. Mary Gary.
Here. So it is. I'd like you to take a deep breath and draw in the energy of this room that has come together from our thoughtfulness and our caring. And fill your being with that energy, and know that you will carry it with you through this day and on into the week that comes. Know that we are blessed to resurrect together, and to know that we will move our spiritual energy into that greater energy that is taking place in this window of time. And so it is, and so it shall be, and you are blessed. Amen.
Thank you. Amen. Thank you so very much. And thank you, Kevin, for being our watchdog today. We really do appreciate it. And okay, Eduardo, who is on Zoom?
The normal characters. So that the normal characters would be Annie, Eileen, Chris Brown, Diane, iPad Carolyn, Janice, Joyce and Patty, also known as P&J, Laura, Mark Blend, me, but not this me, another me. I don't know who that me is, seriously. And then Milana Maria and Stephen.
Okay. Thank you so much. And at this time, we need your help. We have two people in our community who need prayer. One of them is our wonderful Reverend Ann Corbin, who is going in for surgery tomorrow. We see her happy, healthy, and whole following the surgery. The other one is Reverend April Lucier, who is in the hospital at Valley Med, and we want to see her also very healthy and happy and whole. And anybody else you'd like to put into this request?
How about Keith?
And Keith, yes. Keith is in Good Sam. I've talked to him just about every day. His weight is down to 90 pounds, and they are having problems stopping the infection. So these Reverend, we call him Smitty, but it's Reverend Keith Smith. But Smitty has been so much a part of UCM. He's been a UCM minister for many years. So these three beings are all needing your prayer. So when you do your prayers, whether it's in the morning, in the evening, or driving in your vehicle, please add these three. Yes?
Can we also add Reverend Ronnie Grigsby?
Yes, thank you so much. I knew there was one missing. When I talked to Ronnie on Tuesday, Ronnie and I have been talking every Tuesday for the last 10 years. He sounded better, but not 100% back from his stroke. Okay, and then there's another person, Marcia Shea. Some of you know Marcia. She was always there for any of our holiday boutiques. She had a wonderful store and sold clothing. And Marcia had a massive stroke. And right now, the only thing she can move is her left arm. The family, she's home, and the family is asking for prayers. So we have so many people that are going through difficult times. You walked in here today. You could hear me today. You are aware. That is so important, that awareness that you are loved, you are appreciated, you are honored, and you're acknowledged. Please, when we close, I would like each one of you to stand up, and we'll do it right now. Each one of you stand up, okay, and turn around and see who you don't know and go introduce yourself, okay? And